Greenhouse is a National Church of England project which is aimed at drawing together different teams in a local area who are interested in fresh expressions of church.
What we do simply is to provide a space and time for people just to explore what God might have them do next. So we use the God-sent materials, we look at the missional journey of listening, loving, serving, and then building community, sharing Jesus.
We use a very simple method. First of all, we look at where we are now. We then go on to consider what could happen next, the big picture kind of stuff, and then we narrow that right down to what will happen next, and we set ourselves a target to go away and to get on with, and then every 6 months come back and go through that process again.
It's a space to plant ideas, see what germinates, what grows, what doesn't, learn, make mistakes, and just be together with other people who are, listening to God, listening to their neighbours, and trying to work out what it is that God would have them do to serve and love and share Jesus in their community.
We're here tonight because for us, getting involved in our local communities, listening to what it is that they need, and being able to meet those needs is really important. All of our churches are in decline, so we're really looking for new and innovative ways to meet our communities and meet their needs. That's why we're here. There was a pub ministry that had some legs that I've been taking myself into the local pubs a little bit by accident. Happened by accident, and it's sort of grown from there. Some really interesting conversations. So I've taken things like Grave Talk cards and the Talking Christianity cards into the pub and had these conversations.
Green Lane Baptist Church, we have just run our first Women's Justice event, and there's some strands of thoughts that's coming out from that first meeting. That's generated sort of building rapport and relationship. So whilst the ladies are known to each other and come to church on a regular basis, there's that connectivity in terms of a transparent conversation, sharing experiences, but then the openness to prayer is more heightened and increased because of that gentle, informal setting. We ran the women's event on a Saturday, and that was away from your main Sunday morning worship, and that sort of brought a sense of togetherness, and I think that really was sort of the catalyst for the positive outcome, really.
My heart and vision was to create a really nice, high-quality coffee shop for the people of Walsall to enjoy, and then for community activities and stuff to grow from there. And so my involvement with the greenhouse meetings came from Tim, my pastor, saying, these meetings are going to happen at the table and you should be a part of them. We were a host venue for the meetings, and after the first one I came to, I thought, well, this is exactly what we're doing here, so I need to be part of this and dreaming into this a bit more.
The goal of all the groups here is to love, to learn, to listen to our communities, to share our faith, and to build the kingdom in this place in new and exciting forms, because traditional doesn't work for everyone, and if it doesn't work for them, then we need to work for them in a different way.
We've seen various different fresh expressions of church start to develop in Walsall and the surrounding area as well over the course of the last 2.5 years. We've seen some incredible things happen amongst children with additional needs, people who are living in poverty. We've seen fresh expressions dealing with women's physical, emotional, spiritual health and well-being. In care homes as well.
It's about mission, isn't it? It's about going out there as Jesus did, being among the people, talking to the people, being with the people, working for the people. And yet a lot of our congregations want to know what we, as the clergy, are doing to bring people into church while they're sitting comfortably in their pew on a Sunday morning. So it's about changing those perceptions and ideas and making sure that our congregations know that mission is everyone's job. It's not just down to us to be out there actually why don't you invite a friend to come on a Sunday? Why don't you bring them to a messy church? Or why don't you get your dog and bring them in? Do something different. It's everyone's job.
We've also seen the opportunity to perhaps use some of the learning from Greenhouse in other contexts, such as schools, for example, to set up new worshipping communities in some of the church schools across the diocese. And I've been into one recently in the local area to talk to them, some Christian parents and Christian teachers, about how they might set up a new worshipping community in their school for the staff and the parents and the children there. Walsall Greenhouse is now completing its 2.5-year cycle, and we're thinking about where to go next with that. But we have seen offshoots from it coming into other parts of the diocese, such as Stafford and Shropshire, who are now starting that greenhouse cycle in their area as well.